I do have a very special guest with me. He is, of course, Rupert Bell, the man who is... well, you've got so many titles. I'm going to give you the Talk Radio's Royal Correspondent title. Welcome to Talk Radio. I don't know if this is the first time you've been in with... I think it's the first time you've been here with me, anyway.
I think I have graced Julia with her presence once in the studio. So the Queen of Talk Radio,
and she is the undisputed Queen of Talk Radio.
I had an audience with her.
Yes,
but I'm delighted to be having an audience with you.
Well, it's
Mike,
a very nice surprise.
Right.
I wasn't aware that you were going to be here, but let's talk because we haven't got a great deal of time. First of all, let's talk about the Archbishop of Canterbury, who came out yesterday and basically said that he's worried. Justin Welby, his name is the Reverend Justin Welby, worried about cancel culture, worried about the tearing down of the establishment, and worried about the tearing down of statues, memorials, all of that. This is quite an important thing that I think he said, because he's normally quite liberal, isn't he, old Welby?
Sometimes accused of being far too liberal within the church.
Yeah.
The sort of establishment side of the church don't like the way he's taking it.
Yes.
But, yes, the cancel culture, and obviously it also relates to everything else that's going on, and he was making maybe references to Meghan and Harry, what they said, and obviously there's a lot of things being said, and he comes out and says they definitely got married on that Saturday. If I'd done it before, I'd have been breaking the law, and so it brings a big hole in one of the statements that Meghan and Harry said. I am sure they had a private blessing, which is quite normal in rehearsals, and the priest might just say, "We bless you," but it's not a formal marriage as to what was said in that interview. So it just throws into doubt some of the things that she's been saying. And now with the Archbishop of Canterbury, is Meghan then going to go against the leader of the Anglican Church for the wide world, which is a big question for her to refute what he said.
As somebody pointed out last night, I think it was Harry Cole from The Sun, is she going to complain, in fact, to his employer, who in the final analysis is probably the Queen?
Well, actually, I think
that's
probably
head of the Church of England.
Well, I think you might actually go a bit higher. Probably could be God. He would view God as his employer.
Well, I'm sure she's got people that know God. I mean, almost certainly she would have a communication line open for
that. I mean, and actually then, what about the Bishop of Chicago, who spoke at the wedding at great length?
Yes.
I mean,
Actually, that was a very long speech, wasn't it? I remember that.
It was a long speech.
I remember thinking, when is this going to end?
He got the fever in it.
He did. He did.
But, we enjoyed the day. But was he speaking under false pretenses?
Well,
blessing them on that day when they were getting married. So it does just throw into a question mark some of the things. And obviously this is an easy one to actually say legally they were only married on that Saturday.
Right.
So Meghan should come out and say, "Oh, I got it wrong." But clearly she's not one for backtracking,
no,
I don't think.
But also in the context of the story we've been doing today, which is this report that's come out from the Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities, which has basically said, look, Britain is not an institutionally racist country. I entirely agree with that. I was very, shall we say, suspicious of the allegations made by Harry and Meghan about the racism alleged that the royal family was showing. I'm still not convinced that whatever did happen was in any way racist. What do you make of all that?
I think, again, there are question marks. I don't think the royal family, clearly, damned if it does, damned if it doesn't. It's in a very difficult position talking about this issue. It's obviously got to try and make sure within the employment that it is there is no bias within the environment. And I think, given that they are head of the Commonwealth, they cannot afford to be seen to be racist in this modern era. And so I don't think you wouldn't, they're old-fashioned, yes, but the one thing you probably couldn't say about Charles is, and who's always been very aware of everything, he's even, embracing all religions. He's never hid his light under a bushel as far as that's concerned. He wants to embrace all cultures. So I wouldn't say that they are inherently racist. They just are at times, maybe old-fashioned and don't keep up with the times. But I'm not saying, and I'm sure, the way the royal family wanted Meghan and Harry to work as a marriage at the beginning suggests to me that they didn't have any racist undertones. But it's a difficult one, for them to deny her allegations because they're not used to. It's not their place to come out and start making statements.
Well, it's really not. And I mean, some people say it is their place to do that, and they should do that. But in fact, it's difficult to answer an allegation which is not very specific, and they haven't made a specific allegation.
William did make something, when asked, and made that statement on the hoof.
Yes.
But he clearly wanted to say something and just get it off his chest, because I'm sure he's feeling deeply hurt that his brother is having a go at his family.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, he's saying, I'm not feeling trapped within it. So it is, yes, he's gone to America, Harry, but many people say, well, why can't he just get on with his life? He's getting all these jobs now, which clearly he will blend very well within the sort of Californian culture, where they do embrace, there's a lot of strange speak comes out, but that may be culturally what Americans think is normal and what we think. It's potato tomato, isn't it?
Potato potato.
Potato potato. I was getting ahead of myself.
That's okay. It's easily done. But this is the thing. I mean, people have said as well to me, and you'll have seen this before, Rupert, with many other kind of controversies with the royal family, that the royal family always wins, basically. I mean, there are people who come at them, but they generally do not have much success at kind of changing the royal family in a big way. No,
and yes, they had, when Diana died, they did need to appear to sort of come and react a bit quicker, as what people wanted, but they did react. But it did take them time to regain the total public affection. But this, again, the Meghan Harry one has got its very strong sides. So it doesn't, the Meghan side are vociferous, and of course there will be lots of people defending wholeheartedly the royal family, whatever. But yet, what the royal family need to do is make sure that they feel within their own right that they've got everything under control and they're doing the right thing. And you might say, why didn't they do the bullying inquiry earlier to those allegations about people who accuse Meghan of bullying? So those are the things why they only done it after the interview.
But in a way, the only reason that I could think of for that was that they wanted to try and protect Meghan from any allegations that might get out that might make her look somehow in a bad light.
And I think that is exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to protect Harry and Meghan from the press and highlighting any issues, because the royal family want to put a dampener on things. But now they've split. Then it's very much, and some of the, Harry saying he's been left financially adrift. Well, it appears that he's got quite a lot of money from a Queen Mother.
I wish I was that financially adrift.
Well, it appears he's got that, and he's got 12 million from his mother, which he then is quoted as saying, or allegedly have said, well, my mother had the foresight foreseeing this. No, she was a rich woman, and she was able to provide for her children in whatever circumstances they were going to find themselves. And so for Harry, he goes over to America with 12 million for starters from his mother, and it appears he got the bulk of the 14 million that the Queen Mother, I think, passed on because knowing that William was going to get, as the future king, he would get the Duchy of Cornwall. So, Harry's got to. This is why Harry, who once was this fun-loving guy who was loved England when he was in the army. He loved setting up the Invictus Games, was a wonderful passion, and he brought people in an enthusiasm. Now, unfortunately, in this country, there does seem to be feeling, well, what's he gone and done to himself? He doesn't look that fun-loving guy anymore.
He doesn't look like he's having any fun, in fact. No. And who can blame him? Because I wouldn't be having any fun if I was married to her either, but that's another story. Rupert Bell, thank you very much indeed. Lovely to see you.